Yo, 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 what is going on, guys? It is Cheese and Trees here, back at it again with another Icarus YouTube video, and today, as you can see, this is not the payday extraction video that I promised you guys. That particular prospect took pretty long to do, and long video recordings means long editing processes. And for a guy who just came back on vacation and has to work for a living, it just wasn't going to happen this week, but I promise I will get that video out for you guys. It should be the next video coming out. But as you can see by the title of this video, today we are talking about the talent tree, and some of you may be thinking, Cheese, your last talent tree video was so long, how could you have possibly not told us anything? You told us everything last video. Well, that's kind of true, but there are some things that I did forget, and we also have had some updates since the last video which affect the talent tree in its current state, so I wanted to go over those changes with you today. If you haven't seen my other talent tree video, you should definitely go check it out. I don't want to be feeding you guys information that was in that other video because that was such an extensive video. There's so much information jam-packed in that video, so if you haven't seen that one, go check it out after you watch this video. And that's going to be a long enough intro for me, guys, so without further ado, enjoy me talking about the talent tree. Alright, the first thing I want to talk about in this video is wood breakdown. I feel like in my last video, my previous video, I greatly undersold this talent. This is the ability to turn wood into sticks. This talent is extremely useful in pretty much every prospect you go to. Sticks are used in tier 1, 2, 3, and 4 items. So you pretty much always need sticks in Icarus, and just the ability to turn wood into sticks makes it super easy to get sticks compared to chopping down small trees or gathering fibers from bushes in the ground and stuff like that. You can just turn wood into sticks this way with this talent. Super useful that I greatly undersold in my last video. I should mention that I have this talent in one of 2 of my characters, and I'm definitely getting it in my 3rd character. The next talent I want to talk about is Carry On. I didn't really talk about this one in my last video either, but this one right here reduces your encumbrance penalty, and if you get all 4 talent points in it, it does it by 25%, which is huge. Getting this talent basically, not exactly, but kind of negates the need for dense packing, slinging stone, moving wood, unburdened, because all of these talents right here help you with decreasing items' weights in your inventory. But if you put 4 talents in here and already plan on being overweight, and then this will reduce your penalty by 5%, and then there are other talents in the tree like this one, the base movement speed, and this one in bows, faster movement speed while holding bows. That'll help you with your movement speed while you're over encumbered. It'll stack and help you with this talent as well. Also, something to mention with the over encumbrance penalty is there are now modules that increase your slot size. Some of these suits, if you don't know, you can hold 2 modules. This one right here plus 2 suit module slots. This one right here plus 2 suit module slots. If you get this one right here, Patcher 2 module, you can get 5 extra suit inventory slots. And if you get a suit with 2 slots, you can get 2 of these modules, and you can have 10 extra inventory slots. Also, something that's been added since my last video are these backpacks. This backpack gives you 6 inventory slots and also helps you with carry weight of ores and wood by 45%, which is actually insane. This one is an archer's backpack, which helps you with bows, which also gives you 6 inventory slots, and it helps you with bows and arrow speed. This one right here is a survival one. It helps you with movement speed. It also gives you 6 inventory slots. So all of these give you 6 inventory slots. This one gives you 5 inventory slots, and also this one right here gives you 5% movement speed, which also would help you greatly while over encumbered, especially if stacked with all the other movement speed talents like this one and this one in bows or blades. There's one in blades too. And there's also one in firearms, but you won't have firearms until tier 3, so I recommend bows and blades for movement speed. Something I may not have mentioned that I want to mention really quick is this talent is situational. It's specifically good for gathering resources very close to base and planning on being overweight for a lot of the prospect while you're gathering resources. The next thing I want to go over is a combination of these 3 talents right here. Seasoned Logsman, chopped wood is automatically added to your inventory. Peerless Lumberjack, chance to instantly chop up a tree. And Lucky Strike, chance to mine a deposit in 1 hit. The combination of these 3 talents, especially with this reduced encumbrance penalty, the carry on talent, is extremely good, especially when you can go up to a cave that has a big stone wall in front of it, mine the stone wall while having this talent, get your 1% chance to break it instantly, and then you end up with 24,000 stone, and then you will never need stone again for the prospect. And I'm actually serious about that. My friend has this, and he always goes up to a cave to mine into the cave, and he ends up with 24,000 stone in his inventory because he just broke the whole entire wall in front of the cave. That's an actual thing. I'm not joking. And so these 2 talents, particularly the ones pertaining to wood, these are really good, especially when you have to build up to tier 3 and tier 4, because you use a lot of wood building up to tier 3 and tier 4. You use a lot of wood in general, you know what I'm saying? But especially in tier 3 and tier 4, you need organic resin, which takes wood. You need a bunch of tree sap, which takes wood. You need a bunch of biofuel, which takes wood or sticks, you know what I'm saying? So these 2 are extremely good, especially if you want to build up to tier 3 and 4 in most of your prospects. Alright, now we are moving on to the exploration tree. The one talent that I want to talk about in the exploration tree is the Plyometrics talent. This talent is extremely useful for characters who travel long distances. If you're not aware, there is a strategy where if you are running an Icarus and you are running slightly downhill and you jump, the gravity in Icarus is kind of weird and you'll jump really far. So if you let go of the sprint key while you're in the air, you will not be using further stamina, and you might even start regenerating, that's the word, regenerating stamina while you're in the air, and then you'll regenerate a little bit of stamina and before you hit the ground and have to start sprinting again. And if you're still going downhill, you just jump again. So that's why this particular talent is super useful. If you put 3 talent points in it, you reduce your stamina consumed by jumping by 30%. So that's really good for characters who are running distances and stuff. Alright, now we are moving on to the hunting tree, and what I want to talk about in the hunting tree is health bars. I talked a lot about this talent in my previous video, but what I want to state that is new is these modules right here, especially this one. Animal health bar module. A fast way to view the health of your prey or your enemies. So this module that you can throw in your suit essentially negates the need for getting this talent right here. You don't need both of them because they both do the exact same thing. And moving on from that, sense small animals, sense medium animals, and sense megafauna. All of these highlight animals. This one highlights small animals, this one highlights medium animals, and this one highlights large animals. And these talents can be replaced with this module. One module does what all three of those talents combined do. So if you get this module and throw it in your suit, that negates the need for 3 talents. You can save 3 talent points by getting that module. So, pretty cool. Something to consider moving forward. Alright guys, now we are in the building tree. And the only one I want to talk about right here is Stoking the Flames. Increase smelting speed on your furnaces. And this one is going to be really good, especially when you're building up to tier 3 and tier 4 and you're wanting to get a lot of platinum and titanium, because those resources specifically take a really long time to smelt. And then if you're trying to smelt iron and copper and gold and aluminum and carbon paste and steel bloom and all that stuff on top of it, it's gonna take a while. So, and you're gonna need all that stuff if you're building up to tier 4. So I just want to point this one out because I did not point this one out in my previous video on the talent tree. That is a very good one to have if you plan on building up to tier 3 and tier 4 in most prospects. Alright guys, now that I talked about all the things that I missed, or all the things that are new since my last video, I quickly wanted to go over this duo team build with you. So I'm going to have 2 builds that are supposed to coincide as a duo team together. Really quickly, a couple things inspired me to do this build. First one being that I am wanting to respec my first character that I created. There's a lot of talents on him that I don't want to have anymore, and I don't want to wait for a respec, so I feel like I'm just going to power level him and respec him to what I want. I want to make him a spear build, and so I kind of worked on a spear build, not realizing that the spear tree is kind of hectic, meaning there's a lot of talents that I felt like I had to spend in the spear tree to make a half decent spear build. So this first build that I have for you is going to be my character that I'm going to respec into this spear build. So yeah, and just really quickly, the other thing that inspired me to do this duo build thing is I did a team of 4 in my last video, but I understand that a lot of you players that play Icarus don't have 3 friends to consistently play with, so I wanted to get a duo build in for those of you who just have a buddy that you like to play with, and maybe you guys want to get a good character build going or something, or a good team going or something, you know what I'm saying. So here's for all of you with one friend out there who is looking for a nice duo build. Okay, finally moving into the first build, and like I said, this is how I'm going to be respecking my new character. So I am in combat. I'm going to start there really quickly. I have movement speed with bows, Like I said, I'm putting him in a spear build, but spear does not have faster movement speed while holding spears. It has something different. It has increased stamina regeneration when spears equipped. So that's why I did movement speed in bows, so I can hold a bow and move faster while I want to run around. Then, for those of you who don't know about the spear tree, the right side is more of spear throwing, and the left side is more of melee spears. So I went more on the melee side. I don't want to get too deep into the actual spear build itself. But yeah, so this is what I felt comfortable with. Like I said, it's 22 talents. It's kind of a lot. So I really commend you spear guys out there who, yeah, who spend all these talents in spears. Um, Moving on to, I'm going to start with hunting. I just got the 3 in the stamina right here. Exploration, I got the movement speed and the health. And this character specifically, I'm doing the reduced encumbrance penalty, the carry on one. So this character is planned to be a close quarters resource gatherer that is going to be overweight for most of the prospect while they're gathering resources. So as you see, I only have one of the dense packing to get down to this one. I don't have this dense packing. I only have one of the weight to get to the increased iron yield, but I don't have the decreased weight. I don't have decreased weight of wood. So this one I'm planning on being over encumbered while I'm gathering resources. I'm just going to gather resources close by and use my other abilities like my movement speed and my other movement speed with bows and either a speed module or an inventory slot module to carry more resources. I'm going to utilize, and I'm definitely going to get a backpack. So as I was saying, yeah, I'm gonna like build near caves and gather resources close by with this character. That's what this build is for. Moving on to the second build, we'll start with combat. I did bows since I just wanted to do some diversity. I did spears on the last one, so this one I'll do bows, and I just did a bow build that I have on another character because that's just what I feel comfortable with doing, trying to survive on Icarus. Like, you don't have to put as many talents into combat if you don't want to, and you can save your points for other things. But anyway, moving on. Then I got the stamina. Got these 3 stamina. I couldn't get down to these 3. I couldn't justify spending the points on these to get to here. I have the base movement speed and the base health, and then I got the reduced oxygen consumption rate just to get down to the plyometrics. So I got the reduced jumping stamina cost because this guy is built for long distance resource gathering. So he's going to be the guy running out to find the biggest cave on the map, and he's going to gather all the resources he can because he's got the increased weight capacity for all of these. He's got the decreased ore weight. He's got a little bit of decreased wood weight. I gave him the chance to instantly break the deposit. So yeah, this guy is for like distance resource gathering. So this is the guy that you're going to want to give like like the speed modules too, so he can run faster and get from point A to point B faster. Or you could give him, if you wanted to, you could give him the animal modules so he can see his enemies and stuff, the health bar module and the animal highlighting module. This is the guy that you want to give the Gatherer's backpack to, because 45% of the weight of all the ore that he gathers is going to be cut off. So he's going to be able to carry a lot more ore at a distance while not being over encumbered, because the weight of that ore is almost cut in half. So for the long distance gatherer, like if you have a character like that, this is the backpack that you're going to want to get. Also, another thing I almost forgot to mention is in the second build, in the building tree, I got the Stoking the Flame, just one talent in there to get 10% smelting speed from the furnaces. Alright, really quickly, I want to talk about these two builds. Like I said, I made them both resource gatherers because that's what you're going to do 90% of the time in Icarus, is gathering resources. But a weakness to these builds is I didn't give them very many things in hunting. I didn't get them increased yield while skinning, so no bone yield, no meat yield, no leather, nothing like that. So something to help counter that would be like something like a skinning bench. You might want a skinning bench if you're going to run characters without these, but there are ways to get the resources that you need. You can get better knives that help with skinning, whether you craft them at the workshop or you make them in game. So there are definitely ways to get around not getting these talents, you know what I'm saying? Alright guys, that's going to be it for today's video, but before I leave today, I do want to talk about something very quickly. I do want to talk about how I did say I was going to restart a character. I'm going to delete one of my characters and restart them. I do know in the week 8 content update, the Rocketworks development team did say that they were working on implementing a respec to the talent tree for your characters. They basically said that it's in early development stages, and I am impatient, so I plan on just power leveling my character and doing that. But I am excited to see Rocketworks implement some kind of respec in Icarus to the talent tree eventually. I'm excited to see what that'll look like. My personal hope is that they add it as kind of like rewards for finishing prospects, so you'll get like credits for rewards and exotics for rewards, and then you could also get like respec points, and then you could have maybe, let's just say, like 10 respec points at a time, and you would be able to respec your characters up in the space station, which would be kind of cool because you can't actually even choose talents while you're in the space station. You can only look at the talent tree. So I think that would be a cool way personally for them to implement the respec. Let me know in the comment section what you think they should do to implement the respec. Thank you guys for joining me in this video, and I will see you guys in the next one.